Hey everybody, this is Andy Bennett with the CSS Neuse Civil War Interpretive Center, back with one of our food preservation videos. I'm outside at my home, and there's a reason why we're filming this video at night. The topic we're going to talk about today is Brimestoning apples. It was also known as bleaching apples or sulfuring apples. What we have here is sulfur that has been lit on fire. And we have apples. You can use this technique to preserve any kind of fruit. As the sulfur burns, it releases sulfur dioxide. That sulfur dioxide is, in that smoke, is building up a layer on the apple surface. That layer is antimicrobial. That's how it's helping us out. It's helping kill bacteria, funguses, and molds that might land on our apples as we store them in future. How they would do this during the 19th century would be to take a basket and hang the apples on strings from it. They would light a bowl of sulfur on fire, then set the basket back on that over the sulfur bowl, and then cover that with fabric to catch all the smoke. They would wait for that to die down, die out, and then they could pull those apples out. They refer to this as bleaching apples because one of the other things it does is, if we had cut these apples nice and fresh and went straight into this process, it would preserve the nice whiteness of a fresh apple. They preferred this technique. They said it was second best to fresh, and women in the 19th century would prefer this method for apples to be used in apple pies and hand pies. You would think this would be hazardous to our health, eating something that has sulfur dioxide or burning sulfur smoke on it. They actually use this in commercial applications still today with raisins and apples. Researchers have found that only if you have issues with breathing, like asthma, and eating these in large amounts, they may trigger an asthmatic attack. I would not suggest using this process at home to preserve apples unless you take several safety measures. The reason we're doing this at night is, if I can have my camera person come in, you might be able to see it. The sulfur burns with a blue flame and goes into a molten stage. If we were doing this during the day and we set the sulfur on fire, it would turn brown and start to smoke, but there's no visible flame. It's burning at a very high temperature because of producing that blue flame. It turns into a molten state. If you got this stuck on your skin, it would give you severe burns. One of the other cautions is it is hard to find food grade sulfur. You need to be careful not to use some of the lower grade sulfurs used in agricultural applications. As always, I hope you're enjoying and learning something from these videos. I enjoy presenting them to you. As always, check out our videos on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.